Okay, y'all say y'all wanted to hear about my corneal transplant. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is the story about the corneal transplant. I was basically in auto body repair. I was going to school for auto body repair. And I had just recently got my GED. And so when I had got my GED, I had wanted to continue to go to school for something else. I didn't get my GED until 99. So as I was driving, and I noticed that I always would have to pull over to the side of the road because this left eye kept giving me fits. And what I mean by that, it's just like, I know that I wash my face and I know I wash my hands, and it's like when you looked at my eye, it wasn't this eye, but it was always this eye would always just be like so puffy and had a little stuff like you just woke up every morning. So I pulled over to the side of the road, and I had a friend of mine in the car with me. And I didn't know because one day my sister had let me drive her car. Y'all, when I tell you my sister let me drive her car, I was on almost on the wrong side of the road and everything. Not saying that I don't know how to drive, so don't nobody go back and get this misconstrued. So it was, I had the car that I had. It was another car I ended up buying. The lady never did come through with the title. So when I pulled over to the side of the road, my friend was like, because I saw the police. And the lady that was in the car with me, she's like, oh, no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I was like, girl, they go to police. I'm like, they go to police. And you know, at that time we didn't have the title, we didn't have the but my insurance, they still let me kind of back then put the insurance on there without the title. And I was like, well, I didn't know what to do for real. I was just kind of scared, and I didn't know really what to do by me pulling up to the side of the road. She said, no, just keep you making a reason for the police to stop us. She was like, just keep driving like you normal. Every time that stuff came up in my eye, I end up going to the doctor. When I end up going to the doctor, y'all, when I tell you, when I went to that doctor, the doctor told me that I was allergic to animals. I'm trying to figure out how I'm allergic to animals, and I ain't got no animals. Then the doctor told me that it was my sinus. And I was like, how is this my sinus? And you know, because I wasn't staying stuffed up or stopped up or nothing like that. I wasn't. Then so my mama told me, she said, get on the phone and call Birmingham. She said, you gonna go to Birmingham to the doctor. Well, I wasn't hard-headed. In a way I was, in a way I wasn't. So I end up, the doctor ended up sending me to another doctor down here. I end up going to that doctor, and the doctor told me I was allergic to carpet. So I'm like, okay, and everybody really couldn't tell me what was wrong with you. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I went to Birmingham to UAB Hospital. That doctor, after I got everything confirmed with my insurance, that doctor went, took my eye, and he did just like this. He seen it when he had me to lay my head back, and he seen it. And he was like, you got keratoconus. I said, who are keratoconus? I ain't know what no devil, because I did a big word like that. What the devil a keratoconus is? So he said, I'm going to have to send you to a surgeon. He said, you're going to have a corneal transplant. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was in there seeing that doctor, they said, well, you're going to go around there and see the secretary so you can make your appointment. When I tell you, it was me, my sister, and my mom. My sister and mama, they both had did the driving up there. Because, see, when they told me that I was like blind in this eye, I didn't want to accept it. I did not want to accept it that I was blind, because I was always wondering, because the eye was staying so puffy. I didn't know what was going on or anything. So when we got in there and they told me about the corneal transplant, y'all, I promise you, my sister had to like literally knock me upside the head, because I never, donors and stuff like that. You know how you don't be thinking about them words and all that? I wasn't even thinking about the words. And then like donors or donating and all that, I wasn't even thinking. So when them folks, they told me I was finna have to have a corneal transplant, and they explained to me what the corneal transplant mean, and they explained to me what the what was it they had told me? Y'all, hold up a minute. They had told me that, oh, the doctor told me, he said, sometimes they'll reject, but we got to find the right match for you. Y'all, my heart dropped to the floor. So when the man sat there and told me, he said, after they done the corneal transplant, he told me that it was I ain't gonna say the color or nothing like that. He just told me that it was the person that died in a motorcycle accident. That's who I had, and they matched it. Y'all, when I came out from I'm talking about, like, when you get nervous and you use the bathroom and everything, and during the surgery, I don't know what happened during the surgery. All I know, I was just so embarrassed and everything. And my sister got the yelling because she had to tell me to hush. My mama had to tell me to hush, because I was like, you mean to tell me I got a dead man eye? Oh, Jesus, I'm finna be walking around here with a dead man. Lord have mercy. That's the way that. And my sister was like, girl, hush, hush. And I was like, what? And so, y'all, I promise y'all, I was just like so out of it. Like, because it's some stuff that they say to you. And when I say that man told me about the person that had died on a motorcycle accident, on a motorcycle, my heart dropped to the floor. My heart literally just dropped to the floor. So when I get upset and when I get nervous, baby, you do not want to be around me, because I try to laugh and try to deal with a lot of pain. And I got a thing where I will laugh away my pain. And, like I said, I joke and play all day long. But then sometimes, I know when to go serious, and sometimes you just have to be, a lot of y'all already know how to be around me and stuff. And which I stayed in myself anyway, but y'all know I still got the same best friends that I've been had ever since 84, 85 and stuff. I was like, wait a minute. So the doctor came back. And when I tell you, y'all know my eye was, like, I had a patch on my eye, right? And I ain't gonna even say who it was, but somebody else was staying with me at the time. And the patch that was on my eye, and when you take the patch off my eye to change it, my eye was still so red. So people love to hear a juicy gossip lie. They love to hear a juicy gossip lie. Until somebody, they was around there, they was like, Elinda, did such and such a hit you, such and such hit you, what happened to your eye? And they know darn well that I had surgery. That's the thing. Because it looked like my eye was like bloodshot red. Just this one. They know that the person didn't hit me. But that's the lie that they want to put out. So while the person was staying with me, I said, you know what? We just gonna go ahead with this lie. I said, cause that person come through here and say what happened to you. I said, I'm just gonna sit up here and just tell them that you hit me and knocked my head into that door. And I'm just gonna tell them that I ran into a door. I'm just gonna make up some so they will believe what they want to believe. Cause since they don't want to believe that I had surgery, I ain't got to thin and prove nothing to nobody about my surgery. I know what I had. So I had to go back to be checked out. When I had to go back to be checked out, the doctor had told me and my sister that the family was so glad that they had a match, and they wanted us to write a letter to the family, thanking the family. I didn't know how to do all that writing. So my sister helped me with the writing, and my mama helped me with the writing too. So Sometimes when I be talking about that it cutting up, the corneal transplant cutting up. So then after my eye got a lot better, it's the corneal transplant started trying to reject again. It was trying to reject. Went back to the doctor. The doctor said, I normally perform this kind of surgery about 6 times on a patient in order for it to act right. I'm looking at the doctor like, you ain't finna cut on me no 6 times. Not me. If they, they give you these steroids, eye drops to continue to use. So after the eye got a little better, start progressing over the time, and they was like, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? But when they told me about that I couldn't see out of that eye, that's when my heart just like fell to the floor, just fell, because I was always pulling over to the side of the road. After I went back, they told me, they said you got to wear some called RGP contact lenses. I ain't know RGP contact, but they glasses. But they were some little small contacts that you have to take like a plunger and put in your eye. They was glass, and you have to take and put into your eye. Oh my goodness. When I say no, 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 no. When I say I was so glad to see me some eyeglasses, and now that after so long that I'm wearing bifocals, because when the doctor told me, y'all, I swear, when the doctor told me that I was going to have some bifocals, I did not feel better. I promise you, I did not feel better till my daddy told me I wear bifocals. And I was like, what? I gotta have some bifocals. I was like, oh my goodness. Everything just like started mean. So I didn't know what was going on with me at all.